Hi guys, welcome to another Bconnected World Masterclass. Great to have you here today. We're lucky enough again to have Chantal Gerardy, who is just the Facebook queen. She's the goddess of Facebook. She's going to be talking to us today about how to create an online offer that sells. And I'll tell you something, I'm fed up of throwing money at Facebook, so I really want to know this one. Chantal, it's all yours.
No worries at all. Hello, everyone. So good to have everyone here today. Now, this is a real goodie, and I thought it was a good time to do this one because this particular presentation I did just I would say halfway through COVID, because everyone was saying, my offer's not selling, my offer's not selling. I'm not making any sales on social media. My offer's not selling. And I went, well, people are still spending and they're still buying, but the marketplace has changed. Now we're on the other side of COVID. We've got the looming recession happening at the moment, and people are saying the same thing again. My offer is not, people are not buying my offer. And I find that I'm writing so many blogs and so many responses to people at the moment going, well, people are spending, but their behavior has changed, which means you need to change your offer. You need to change the way that you communicate your offer. You need to change the way that you do things when the marketplace changes. And we certainly need to be doing that right now. Now, I choose my words very carefully. And so whenever I use any sort of word, there's a reason. So yes, it looks a bit long right now, but every single word of these is super important, okay? You have to create a valuable, meaning that it's valuable, value-driven, desirable, meaning somebody actually wants it and needs it, customer and outcome focused, meaning that it has the customer in mind and it has their outcomes in mind, so that they will actually spend and you can make sales on social media. I am also today going to dispel 3 myths. And when I dispel those 3 myths, which I hear all the time, I'm actually going to share with you 2 clients' examples and one of my personal examples as well. So as I said, I'm going to show you the exact offers that my clients have adapted and how they're getting clients from it. And this was actually during COVID that this happened. And I will show you mine, and I will talk to you a little bit about what's happening in the marketplace right now. Your commitment is to give me your undivided attention, because you are 80% less productive when you multitask. And if you miss any little piece of this magical ingredients that I share with you today, your cake's not going to rise. Let's put it that way. In baking, you can't wing it. If you get any of the ingredients wrong, the cake's not going to rise. Very similar thing over here. So most of you on the call today do know who I am, so I won't go too far into it, but I moved from South Africa, came over here, had no marketing experience, no tech experience. And basically we were living on, 5 of us living on one salary at the time as we paid our way into the country. My identical twin girls were 4 years old and my youngest was 1. So 3 daughters under the age of 5. Then my husband was made redundant twice. And I basically went onto social media, taught myself how to use social media with no experience at all, taught myself without paying for ads, how to talk to my audience, how to find my people online, and how to get a yes, because that's what it's really about, how to get a yes in the marketplace. And because today we're going to talk about offer, I'll go a little bit into here how, on the Gold Coast, that's where I'm from, there are personal trainers everywhere, personal trainers on every single corner. So in that space, the space that I was in, coming from a new country, not knowing anyone, having no sort of branding at all, or no one knowing who you are, to then have to differentiate yourself in the marketplace to be able to get clients. And to tell you the truth, the offer that I went with when I moved here was how to eat to lose weight. And who would like to know how to do that? So I went and I differentiated myself in the marketplace. Right then, it was 50 Shades of Grey was happening at the time. So I created a program which was called 50 Shades of Nutrition, which dispels all the myths around, all the common myths around eating and nutrition. And I taught people that they don't have to basically destroy themselves or kill themselves or do 1,000 burpees in a session in order to get fit and lose weight. And that is how I differentiated myself in the marketplace. So because we're talking about offer, I thought it'd be good to touch on that today, on how I actually did that when I moved here. And that is what got me into the marketplace. And within about 5 years, I grew a personal training business on the Gold Coast. And about 2 years after that, I opened up a health, wellness, and fitness center. And the problem I had then was that I had all these subcontractors utilizing the space, and none of them could pay me rent each week because they didn't know how to get clients. And that's when I taught them the strategies that I use on how to position yourself online, how to find your ideal clients, how to talk to them, how to create an offer that will sell so that they could basically get clients and pay me, which worked exceptionally well. Those are my girls. That's actually a couple of years ago now, but they still as special as that right now. Erin on the left, Hannah in the middle, Jordan on the right. Okay, so why me? Well, I wasted money on supposed quick fixes and false promises from generalists. A whole bunch of generalists on social media going, do this, do that, you know, like spend all your time on TikTok and twerk and, you know, do all of that. And then people are doing all these little bits and pieces, but none of it really works. I downloaded every ebook and watched every YouTube video, and I either didn't understand it or I didn't implement it, or I took a little piece of this and a little piece of this and a little piece of this, and none of it worked. Like I said, it's that whole recipe thing again. If you take little bits of everything, it doesn't work. I'm going to throw in here another one, Facebook groups, and I've written a whole blog on this, why it is totally irresponsible for you as a business owner to go and ask for advice or help in Facebook groups, because you never know who that person is or where they're coming from, and it is irresponsible for you to take that advice on board and implement it. The amount of businesses I have seen completely pivot their businesses in a whole new direction, change their software, change what they're doing, and it has destroyed them because that was not the right strategy for them. So it is really irresponsible for you to take advice in Facebook groups. There is a blog on my site about that. I wasted heaps of time trying to do everything someone suggested, especially that one about do Facebook Lives every day and you'll get clients. Now, it doesn't work, especially if you're really bad at doing Facebook Lives, especially if you don't know who your audience is, you don't know how to talk to them, you don't know how to communicate your offer, and you're not confident. It can, in fact, stop you from getting clients. And that was me in the beginning. In fact, if you go to YouTube and you go to my very first videos, they're there. I've actually kept them there as a very good example of what not to do. I irritated people because I did spammy things, lots of spammy things, like the current thing that everyone's doing, which is cold DMing, especially on Facebook. It is completely it's not a well-received thing, especially on Facebook. It's a little bit better received on LinkedIn. I stared aimlessly at the screen, hoping for different results, and the same thing was happening. Like every day I'd wake up and do the same thing and I get the same ridiculous no results at all. And I know how frustrating that can be. Yeah, and I did what a lot of business coaches suggest, as I said, where do lives every single day. Or my other favorite one is make friends with everyone, even your competitors. And I'm like, when you understand how the algorithm works, no, don't do that. You need to be training the algorithm to attract the right people to you. So it's better for you to engage with your ideal clients, their audience, and your referral partners, because they've got your clients. You're not in competition with them. And it's better for you to kind of get that algorithm working for you in that regard. This was another favorite one that everyone tells you to do, is provide heaps of valuable content. And the reality is no one's going to see it if you don't have a growth strategy. So if you don't have a growth strategy where you're actually going out there to fish for your clients, or nobody appreciates it because you're giving it away for free. So why should they appreciate the value of it? And at the end of the day, for me, it did not feed my family. And I literally had to feed my family, which I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful now for, because it got me to the point where I am right now. So you do not have to give heaps of valuable content away. In fact, for me, I always say, talk about the what to do, but not the how to do. Okay. And at the end of the day, you should not be giving away your top content for free. Even in everything that I'm sharing today, I'm going to be sharing with you the what to do, but not the how to do. You got to pay me for that good stuff. All right. So just a couple of awards over here. And this was I'll be right honest, it was a lazy slide quickly that I put up for you. But I have won international awards for the work that I've done with startups in the out-of-the-box marketing and innovation and education space. I do now have a diploma in social media marketing. I have over 280 online reviews, and I've now worked with over 1,000 clients worldwide. Now, the 1,000 clients worldwide are actually not, those are all one-on-one. They are not the group and like how I'm doing this right now, and there's all these people on the masterclass, it's not including that. I would say then I'd be up in the, tens of thousands if that was the case. So you would like the easy way, and a way that actually works, because, not only have I myself, without paying for ads, grown a successful business using all these methods, but my clients have actually done it and are getting great results and are not using paid ads. So there is a way, and a way that works. So I'm going to share that with you today. But firstly, let's look at what online success looks like. Okay. And to me, this is what it looks like. And when you look at my old Facebook profile, if I get it back, you will see that I literally live this, right? For me, online success is actually not spending time online. All right. It's about jumping out of bed every day to be able to serve more clients. It's about having the knowledge to time effectively create content on social media. It's about having a roadmap. So, wake up every day and you know exactly what to do and it works. It's only spending 20 minutes online every single day, connecting with your perfect clients that come into your business effortlessly. And it's about the new opportunities that are created all the time. So, for example, what I'm doing right now is a new opportunity for me to be able to grow my business online. And these happen through social media, speaking events, podcasts, interviews, radio, TV, collaborations, etc. Your business continues to have increased visibility and it stands out from your competitors. And you are happy, your clients are happy, and more clients' opportunities present themselves. You get paid your worth, you are in demand, and your business has systems in place to run smoothly and scale. So, I recently bought a camper van. I'm now traveling around in my camper van, and I'm able to work out of my camper van and service my clients 100%, but I get to travel and I get to do it with a view of a creek rather than the view of my house, of which I do have a house. I did have someone ask me that the other day. Do you live in a camper van? I went, no, I don't. I do have a house. So who would like to know? Well, that's why you're here today. How to get more customers or make more sales without spending your life online, lives online, or without having to gamble on Facebook advertising. And in fact, I did share some content today around how you should never, ever, 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 ever do any paid advertising unless you have email marketing in place. And if it's not working without ads, it's not going to work with ads. Think about it. Think about it. If you put money on something that's broken, it's not going to work. Don't let them hook you in. I recently spoke to somebody who spent $16,000 on ads and didn't get not even one lead, never mind one client. All right, so simple success looks like you have a desirable offer. So remember, I use my words very carefully. Desirable means somebody desires it. They're prepared to pay for it because it solves a problem which is causing them distress or disease. Okay, disease for disease, because it could do both. Really, 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 really important that you look at your offer and you make sure that it is not so wound up inside your head that you understand it, but they don't. All right. And I call it a 5-finger scroll, but literally, if you go onto your phone and you look at every single profile you have, you put on your hats and you go, if I didn't know what I do and I was a stranger and I scrolled 5 times through every single profile and I look at it, what does it look like I do to a stranger? And this is one of the best things that I can encourage you to do, because you'll scroll through and you'll go, oh, it looks like I eat out a lot. Oh, it looks like I love my dog. It looks like I love my kids. But if I was a stranger, would I actually know that you're a coach, or that you're selling this, or you do that? Really important. 5 scrolls, because that's about as far as people will go. Anything more than 5 scrolls, they've lost interest, unless you're good looking and half naked on your profile. So simple success looks like you know who wants it and where they are online. And, with all the social media platforms that we have right now, where are they? Sometimes you think it's the profile that you like, but it's not the profile that you like. It might be the profile that you don't like being on, but that's where your ideal customers are on. Now, the other thing to look at is where do they spend their time and how often they check it. When you go and you look at the insights, and I shared this morning in another presentation, when you go on to Minter, Minter's got this 2023 calendar and it shows you how many users are on it. They show you how many users are on it, but they don't tell you how many check it. So for example, Facebook, someone would check 8 times per day and there's 2.4 billion people on it. YouTube, there's 2.2 billion active users on it, but people are searching on Google and then going into YouTube every day, and they search on YouTube like 3 to 4 times per day. But then people are telling you, you know, go onto LinkedIn, but LinkedIn's only got like a couple million followers, and people only check LinkedIn twice per week. And then they say go onto TikTok, but there's only like, I think 694 million people on there. Most of those people are Asians, and most of them are between the ages of 20 and 30 years old. So at the end of the day, you've got to look at who is your ideal client and where are they, and can you use that vehicle to be able to get a yes from them? Simple success looks like you are capable. At the end of the day, you have to improve your skills to be capable on those platforms. And you have to have the right key messaging. So sometimes the words that you're using with your ideal customers are the wrong words. They're the words that you understand in your head, but they are not their words. It's not the thing that they are struggling with. Your key messages need to be customer focused. And then you've got to use the correct online etiquette. Like I touched on earlier, when you cold DM someone on Facebook and you get your offshore VA to do it, it is classed as unacceptable behavior. But on LinkedIn, it's more socially acceptable to get a cold DM. So you have to use the platform's right etiquette in order to be able to do that, in order to be able to get a yes. And that's what it's about, really. It's about getting a yes. So things to consider when you're creating an offer. This one's important. Like, what seriously lights your fire? When you go to barbecues and you're around your family, there will be stuff that you talk about all the time. In fact, stuff that people can't get you to shut up about. All right? You are so passionate about it, like you cannot hold yourself back no matter what setting you're in. And I know Alan Stevens, who'd be able to, you know, share light on this as well with his passion project. But a passion project, fire, I'm getting the words wrong now. End of the day, done lots of it. You'll have to interject. But what lights your fire? Because all those people that he gets to talk on there are absolutely passionate about what they do. And it needs to light your fire, because you're going to be able to effectively communicate it. You're going to be able to get people across the line with it. But you do have to be able to, you've got to be able to get people to know and understand what it is. They've got to like and trust that about you. And sometimes there can be a bit of disconnect between what you're passionate about and what you're selling, and how you communicate that, how you actually build that know, like, and trust. So again, put your stranger cap on and go, if I was a stranger and I didn't know what I do, and I heard this person talking and I read their content, does it make sense what they're selling? Not just what they're passionate about, but what their offer actually is. Because sometimes you know what they're passionate about, but you don't know what they're selling. Really, really important. You have to know what the problem is that you solve for those people. Okay, so what is the pain that they're struggling with? They need to know that you understand that pain. And I call it rubbing salt in the wound. You're going to rub salt in the wound with, yeah, I get it. You're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and frustrated with this whole new era of online marketing and having to get sales online and manage your social medias, like rub salt in the wounds. But they go, yeah, you know me. Cool. I solved that problem for you. I help you with that problem. And you've got to look at the people who will pay you for that, right? Because too many times clients come to me and they go, oh, you know what? My ideal clients don't have money to pay me. Well, there's two problems. You have a money mindset problem and you need to speak to someone about that, because that's your limiting beliefs. And two, you're fishing in the wrong pond. If you're fishing in a pond and they don't have money, they don't value what it is that you have. So you need to get out of that pond. You need to get into a new pond. And then you have to make it, and these are these special words again, valuable means that it is of value to them. The outcome is of value to them. It is desirable, meaning that they can't wait till next week, next year. They need to solve that problem right now. And you've got to find out what that is. It's got to be irresistible. So having like, you know, some FOMO in there, only two places left this month, or, you know, there's only another 5 offers left at that rate, or, you know, free shipping in the next, you know, for the next day only. But you do have to have some irresistibility to it, or I'm going to throw in an extra this. You've got to make it irresistible because there's so much choice out there. And then again, those famous words, customer and outcome focused. What's in it for the person who purchases that desirable offer? All right, now if you want accelerated success, these are the winning things, all right? Firstly, stalk yourself. We spoke about this. Go stalk yourself 5 times on every single profile, put on your stranger hat and go, how does it look to a stranger? What does it look like I do? Okay. The second one, competitors, go and stalk them. I say do 5, go and have a look at them, look at their banners, their bios, their sales process, their offers, how they communicate their offers, the reviews, their sales process, their lead magnets, their content, where they hang out. Now, this is not so that you can copy them. This is so that you can differentiate yourself in the marketplace, because marketing is not about what you do that is the same. It is about what you do that is different. So it's so you can differentiate, but you will learn so much about social media and about how you can position your offer online. There's no point in positioning yourself the same way. They positioning the offer like this, and you go in and position your same offer. You're setting yourself up to fail. Think about how you can one-up them. Okay. And then, of course, stalking previous clients and your prospective clients, because that'll give you a greater understanding of who you're talking to and what their needs are. Number 2 is brain dumping your income opportunities. And again, maybe this was because I was literally broken on the bones of my behind. But for me, I had to have what I did work. So I looked at, you know, how much money I needed to make, what offer I could create that somebody would pay for and needed and wanted, how much they would actually spend on that offer, and work out how many of those offers I needed. And I would brain dump those income opportunities and go, group program, I can do this. One-on-one program, I can do this. Online course program, I can do that. And I might be, you know, some people may not like what I'm about to say, but this is what I've seen and teach and believe. But a lot of people are being told, go and develop an online course or a group program. And I believe if you have not positioned yourself in the one-on-one space, it is going to be flipping hard for you to now get a group of people to sign up or to sell an online course, because there's way too much free information out there right now. People can get free information everywhere, cheap offers for $27. So it would be better for me. That's what I did. I'm going for the big offer, because then I only have to sell to one person. I don't have to sell to 100 people at $27. I just have to sell at one person for $2,700, for example. Selling to one, selling to 100. Much easier to sell to one. Get that right. Personally, that is what I believe. It's what I teach, and it's what I do with my clients. We go for the high priced offer, and we get that right. And number 3 is monetizing your desirable offer. So again, how are you going to make money from that offer? How are you going to evoke that curiosity? How are you going to position it? How you're going to package it? And then how you're going to put it out there, and how you're going to nurture people until you get a yes. Because right now we know it's something like 8 to 21 touch points, depending on if it's B2B or B2C, service-based or e-commerce. It takes, I think, 8 times before they even think about yes. So how are you going to monetize it? How are you going to touch them until you get that yes? And how are you going to get those paying customers? By effectively communicating what you do. And it comes down to effective communication. You have to talk to them in their language. You've got to talk to them in their words. What we found with the looming recession and everything that's happening right now, disc profiling works really well. I'll give you a short example of that. If you understand that not everyone is a D, an I, an S, or a C, And you have to change your language to talk to who those people are. So for a D person like myself, you can say, lock it in, book it in, let's chat. I'm happy to do that, right? Because I'm all outcomes focused. But if you say to an I person, oh, join our community, join our tribe, you're more likely to get a yes. If you say to the S's, the steadies, hey, I'm happy to have as many conversations as you like about that, you'll take them to the next step. And for the C people, you've got to say to them, hey, we've got a process for that. The next steps would be to do this. So when you understand that online, you're talking to 4 different personality types, you have to change your language to be able to talk to all 4 of them. Very, 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 very important right now when you have to touch them in their special places and you're talking to so many different people. And you've got to get them the hell of social media. You know, the number 1 strategy for me was the longer you talk to them on social media, the colder they go and the further away from you they go. And this is like exactly the same in the online dating space. The more you message them and talk to them, the colder they go because they're talking to other people as well. All right. So you get them off social media onto a lead magnet, onto your email list, into a webinar, into an event, into a call. Just get them off social media as soon as possible, but make sure that they're the right people and you're using the right bait. All right. So effectively communicate. So that QR code should work for you. So if anybody does want to download, and I think many of you have done it before, so don't worry about it. But if you don't already have it, this QR code will take you to 21 content ideas that will outsmart the algorithm. I'm just going to share with you a few of the really important ones. But if you want the actual database, or if you want an example of how to get people offline and into a sequence, you're welcome to follow the QR code and follow the journey, and feel free to unsubscribe. No hard feelings as well. So number 1 is to effectively communicate. You need to share your story. You notice how I shared my story at the beginning. Now, the number 1 reason why people are not selling or converting as much as they were is because they have stopped connecting. And right now, people need to be connected with more than ever before. And because you're desperate and want to make more sales, what are you doing? You're leaving out connection. You're going straight to content and straight to conversion. Connection, then content, then conversion. And we do that by sharing your story. And many of you would have connected with me right at the beginning, just based on the emotive story that I shared with you. Your content needs to be relevant to your audience. If you just keep going, me, 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 look at me, look at me. It's a one-sided conversation. You're not showing interest in them and what they're interested in. So make sure that the content you provide is actually valuable to them. Even ask them what it is so you can share more of it. Share your point of difference. I touched on this earlier. At the end of the day, marketing is about what you do that's different. It's not what you do that's the same. So you'll hear me saying, I'm known as the hand-holding marketing consultant because I hand-hold you through the process of setting up, managing, and getting more clients on social media without paying for ads. So share your point of difference. Show your expertise and solve their problems. Be the go-to when it comes to that thing. The go-to. Right now, think about it, write this down. If someone said to you, who are you the go-to, what are you the go-to for? I challenge you, what you think you're the go-to for and what people think you're the go-to for may be 2 different things. Maybe go and ask your immediate circle, what am I the go-to for? If you were looking for someone, who would I be the go-to person for it? And make sure that that's linked to some sort of offer that you can sell at some point, right? There's no point if you're known as the, I don't know, the networking person, and you can network with people and share and, you know, connect them with people. But if you have not monetizing that, how's that going to help you? So niche that down even more. Give social proof, share success stories. No need to go more into that one. But engage your audience. And with that, I'm talking about following up as well. The amount of people that only after following up with them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and showing genuine interest in them and what they're going through have then signed up because they've gone, you know what, you took the time to answer my questions, show interest in what I'm struggling with right now. And then just softly said, but if you'd like to, you know, work together, we can do that when you're ready. And the last one is call to action. And I've used an example of that when with the DISC profiling, DISC. Really, 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 really important that you understand it's going to sit differently. And what happens is we generally talk in what we are. So I'm a D. So I'm going to like lock that in, book it in, see you now. Let's do this now. Jump in. And all the other I, S's and C's are going, ah! You know, so you have to change. You've got to have a look at the language you're talking to them in and make sure that you're talking to them in their language and open up the next step for them. And the next step is not a massive sales step. The next step could be send me a message, ask me a question, let me know what you're struggling with and I'll send you a resource. Just open it up for the next step if you're the right person. These are the 3 myths, okay? And people will, so this is dispelling them. The right person will buy the right offer presented the right way online. Agree? The right person, the right offer, the right way. Yes, we agree. Big myth. People aren't spending money online right now. No, they are. Number 2, oh, you've got to spend hours and hours and hours online. And when I tell my clients, oh, no, it's only 20 minutes per day when you know what you're doing, right? When you've got a roadmap. And the third one is, you do not have to gamble your hard-earned money away. And I cannot say this enough. If it's not working without ads, it's not going to work with ads. Simple truth. There are gazillion people that are getting clients online without advertising. All right, so I'm going to share an example with you. Number 1, no one will buy my offer. So if no one is buying your offer, there's a couple of things to look at. You've got to look at who your customer is. They may have changed. Maybe the language you're talking to them in is wrong, or maybe you're in the wrong pool, right? So if you identify what the pain point of people is and you start rubbing the salt in their wounds, the right person will happily engage your services, okay? For me, I go out and I say, these are all the things that you're struggling with, right? You're struggling with getting more customers, communicating with them, putting together an offer, creating lead magnets, getting them off social media. Well, if you're struggling with all of that and you want more of those, well, you've got no income coming in right now versus if you invest with a coach, a hand-holding marketing consultant, you can get ongoing clients or customers from that. How does that sound? So an example is Mel. So Mel came to me during COVID. Now she was a product photographer. I'll go through it very quickly, but product photographer living in Melbourne. Okay. What happened in Melbourne? They were like in masks for months and in isolation, weren't able to go out and do anything. So how was a product photographer going to pivot her offer? Okay. Really simply, we identified the problem and we went, well, people are still selling online. In fact, there more businesses are going online and they're selling online. They still need good quality images to upload regularly. And good images allow them to be able to sell more products. And their products are changing all the time. So what can Mel do? Well, Mel can start an online product photography course where she can teach business owners how to take photos themselves of their products so they can do it themselves. Bad images equals less sales equals less income. So this is going to be how you're going to effectively communicate that online. And then you look at how you position it. So you go, well, normally you'd pay $250 4 times a year. So that's $1,000 a year for me to send you 10 images every quarter. But now you can pay me for $500. I'll teach you how to do it yourself. You can have unlimited images on hand whenever you do it. So we just change the way that you effectively communicate that offer. And then you would show it in graphics going, well, these are unprofessional images versus I can show you how to do it yourself and have professional images. All right. Second myth, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours online. Okay. Posting heaps of content, staring blankly at the screen, randomly messaging strangers, doing lives I don't like doing, the tech. I'm not techie. That's my favorite. And I know because I'm non-techie, but these people go, I'm non-techie, and they sit in that space. At the end of the day, I've got no time for that. All right. Something I learned as a triathlete was when you're doing 3 disciplines, if you do everything all the time, you'll get burnt out and you'll get injured and you will not win races. But if you have a plan and you know what to do every single day and you follow the proven roadmap, you do not have to spend hours and hours online. You've just got to show up, do the work. It takes you 20 minutes a day and you will be able to find your perfect customers. But at the end of the day, you've really just got to get one income producing strategy right. And for me, that was a priority when my kids were not starving, but when we were really struggling. So it is not selling when somebody wants what you're selling. It is servicing. When you're solving their problem, it is not selling. Okay. And remember that sometimes when you take that icky word selling out, it certainly does help. But when you know what to do and you know how to get a simple yes from people, it takes you 20 minutes a day. It does not have to take you forever. And you can avoid wasting time and money. And this is me. I really hate spending time online. I have to go back. My dog and I, who smiles better? That's always the question. I think my dog has started smiling like me. It's a true story. It's really funny. All right. Myth number 3 is outsource it. If you don't like it, outsource it. I hear this all the time. I have this thing that unless you are over 6 figures, you should not be outsourcing anything. Yes, project, get a website set up. Yes, as a project, get, maybe your email marketing set up, but you should not be outsourcing any work within your business until you're a 6-figure business, because it is fundamental that you learn how to use these platforms, have a strategy, put systems in place, and you have a basic understanding of the overall marketing machine of your business. Because this is what I see all the time. When you trust your leads and customers to someone else, and I had a candle business who did this recently, they make like $5 off a candle, right? And she was like, I'm going to pay someone $250 a week to get leads and customers and sell my candles to online. The person happily took the $250 each week, sat there, did a post or 2, no real structure, no real sales process, no real strategy. She was making $250 a week. Nicely done. Selling candles, $5 profit. You'd have to sell, what's that? $5 goes into whatever that is. Put that in end of the day. I'm always so bad when it comes to that. I think you'd have to sell a lot of candles to be able to just cover the cost of that person, because she said, I don't want to do it. I've now trained that business owner on how to use social media to position herself to be able to sell more candles, and she's not paying $250 a week. Because at the end of the day, it's not their bread and butter. They don't have skin in the game. And if you don't know what they're doing, you cannot oversee them. And that's the truth of it. So I believe the business owner, if you're under 6 figures, and I did this, it was the best thing I've ever done in my life, because I can oversee my entire team. You know the customer best. You know the business best. You're passionate about it. You are the expert. You love your customers. You know how to communicate to them. You're the best person to have that relationship with them when you're an under 6-figure business. As you start to scale over 6 figures, then you can start looking at outsourcing some of those tasks, but you can oversee them and make sure that they're not pulling the wool over your head, over your eyes. This is Alison. I'm not going to go into it, but limited social media knowledge, random business posting, an absolute introvert. She wanted to take clients online. She wanted to learn how to do it. She was absolutely lacking in confidence. She wanted to have email marketing. She wanted all these things, but really did not know where to start at all. And now, I mean, you can go actually just check her out online. Alison Dunlop, kinesiologist. She's now got her own product range. She now does online bookings worldwide. She does online readings. She does Facebook Lives confidently all the time. She's constantly getting clients. In fact, she's got about a month waiting list at the moment, I think. A month waiting list. She's actually had to start, she's now doing online courses and group programs that she can now put those clients into that because of her strategy's been working so well. She always says, I helped her with time management, which is something that I'm really passionate about doing, because a lot of people go, I'm so busy, I don't have time for marketing. Well, I'm sorry, if you say that, you don't have time for new clients and you don't deserve them. Get your time under control. If you want something done, ask a busy person. No one is busier than I am. And I'm still out there playing, generating clients and delivering good work. But if it's not in your calendar, you're not going to be doing it. So make sure it's in your calendar. Here's a couple of statistics in this, and this was actually in the early stages. You can go in. I haven't done it yet because, I've had some Facebook issues today. But go in and have a look. This was about a year ago. This is a very old slide. But if you have a look, she was getting 156 messenger connections coming through Facebook when we set up her Facebook page. But it said that she had 300 likes. So go and have a look. I'm sure that it must be around the 1,000 mark now. But you can see website click, phone clicks, post reaches. And as I said, this was right in the early stages. She has scaled way beyond that now. So this comes to the question time, right? You've learned some good stuff. You've learned about positioning. You've learned about, creating your offer, being able to communicate it. You've also learned a little bit right now on what's working or what's not working. There's two types of people. Those that come, they're taking a whole bunch of education. They learn a lot of stuff. They don't really implement it. And they're happy where they are right now. And that's okay. Some people are happy to cruise along. But there are some people there that have showed up today and they recognize that they need help. And this is how you can get help. If you are interested, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to the website. Or if you just want to stalk me, there's no opt-in. That's just taking you straight to the website. You can have a look at my over 280 reviews. All my prices are on the website, so you can look at absolutely everything. Nothing is hidden there at all. You can also go to my credibility slides. There's free blogs that you can access. I give it all away for free. But for those of you who do want to work with a hand-holding marketing consultant, my group program starts from $247 a month, and that gets you weekly with me. Or you can work in a one-on-one program, and that starts at $881 per month to work one-on-one. All right, let's go to Q&A time.